over 14 years ago, we had a very serious accident in our family, and my nephew at the time, who was 3, had a drowning. And it completely changed the way we thought about water safety. I mean, it was extremely traumatizing for everybody because they found him when he was already blue. And my sister-in-law actually was going through nursing school. She had to perform CPR on him. And thank goodness they were able to resuscitate him. He spent some time in the hospital, but no lasting effects that we know of. But it was, that's how it all started for me. Children learn by sensory and motor learning. So we start with breath control, right, from the get. So many standard swim lessons, if you go to a standard swim, you'll see that they're blowing bubbles, which is counterproductive of we're trying to teach them to be buoyant in the water. You don't want them to be blowing bubbles underwater because they'll release all their air and they'll sink. Yeah. So we're always trying to make sure that what they're doing is going to result in them being successful and being able to be buoyant on the water or learn how to swim. The main difference with ISR is the fact that they're breathing on their back. That is where they breathe. They learn to be horizontal in the water, not vertical. So older kids learn to swim, float, swim. So they swim for a short interval. We don't want them to swim too long. We don't want them to be desperate for air. We want them to comfortably want to come up for air. So we time it for them. So maybe like a 4 or 5 second swim before they go onto their back. They take a breath and then they turn back over and continue swimming till they get to an exit. Or if they can't get to an exit, they maintain the float as well. Because we're using sensory motor, right? So we want them to know as soon as the water is starting to hit your chin, you need to hold, right? This is in the very beginning. You need to hold your breath, right? Not let your air out. So I'm timing it for him, right? Because they're crying, so I have to time it in the beginning. And then eventually when they start feeling that water rise, they know, I need to hold my breath. A child that doesn't know how to hold his breath is going to sink to the bottom. We all know kids are drawn to water. Mm-hmm. So that's any water source, they are going to go straight for it. It could be a fountain, lake, pool, toilet. I mean, they'll go to the
the dog bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sammy is still all about
session.
dog bowls.
I'm like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, they're drawn to it. So anytime a child gets around water, you have to expect that's where they're going to go. Either for anything. They'll sometimes just to touch it. So what we find is a lot of kids will do that. They'll go and try to touch the water and they'll try and reach in even more. And before they know it, they're falling, head first. Floaties and puddle jumpers. If there's anything I can get out to parents is to never put those on them. Because what it does is it gives them a false sense of security. They think they can swim. And even as parents, let's go swimming. They think they can swim, they jump in, they bob around, but it creates this muscle memory of fluttering arms, very quick. If you look at a child underwater with a floaty, they flutter their arms and they bicycle kick, right? And it's very erratic. So if they were to find themselves alone in the water without it, they would literally go straight down. So it teaches a vertical posture, and unfortunately, they don't know how to hold their breath many times too. There's no way for them to understand that flotation device is what's keeping them afloat. Parents tend to say, I want my child to be comfortable in the water.
Have a good experience.
In the water. Yeah. But you don't want them to be comfortable in an environment that's dangerous without skills. Right. So I think we have to change the way parents view water, pool environments, water, aquatic, environments. We have to make sure they're skilled before they're comfortable.